Welcome to our show, original pieces that we wrote about discrimination and human rights. The scenes are on hatred and racism and may include some words which fit the situation but seem offensive. If the content is too much, please feel free to leave the theater or tune out. Our messages were meant to help our community be better than it already is. Enjoy the show!
I'm just following the crowd.
This is what it feels like to be cool.
Helping a friend in need.
Why do they always have to pick on me?
Bias towards others is not the answer. Getting to know them better is.
Get to know someone before you try to judge them.
If there's negativity around you, be the counter. Be positive.
Stop bullying. Be a friend.
Why are you doing this to me?
It's not my fault. It was your mistake.
I'm sorry, I can't get involved.
We humans are the ones who start discrimination, and we should use our power to stop it.
You can't hang out with people like that.
You don't know what their ancestors did to us.
We have a right to be angry, but this is not the way.
I'm my own person.
Freeze.
What did I do, officer?
Because he's black.
I know.
Why are they paying? Who do they think they are? Why do people judge us before they know what we're going through?
Don't mistreat someone based on their beliefs or where they're from.
Discrimination can happen to anyone, anywhere, and we must make it our choice to stand up to it in order to gain equality.
In order to gain equality, you must be the change you want to see. It is less about equality and more about respecting those who are different. Xenophobia. The intense or irrational dislike or fear of people from other countries. It is unreasonable and illogical.
You fear we are increasing taxes, fear the loss of your culture.
Terrorism.
Your privileges are working against us.
Your whiteness, your healthcare, your first world citizenship.
How dare we take your privileges away?
Were you never taught to share? We too have a right to
Shelter, healthcare, citizenship. You keep telling us to get out of your country.
You are lucky. We are the poor, the weak, the displaced.
Put yourself in our shoes. Can you see our side?
The problem isn't us refugees or our race. The problem is bad people doing bad things, no matter what country, religion, and ethnicity. Blaming a whole group for crimes committed by an associated person leads to
Stereotypes, prejudice, fear, distance.
There's no us and them. We are all the same, really. We should focus on
Similarities
instead of
differences, culture understanding instead of appearances. Put yourself in our shoes. Can you see our side? We are them, they are us.
Good morning, class.
More Miss Wendy.
Velma, late again?
Sorry, Miss Wendy. Sorry, Stanley.
It's okay, Bob.
Are you okay?
That's okay, I'm good.
Okay, class. Maybe we'll be starting to use it on poetry. I want you all to get out your notebooks.
Oh no, my phone. It's missing.
Well, someone has to have taken it. Nobody's leaving here until we figure it out.
I think Valma took it. I saw him pass Stephanie's desk.
I swear, I didn't take anything.
Are you saying that to cover yourself up?
Are you saying that because I'm black?
Well, maybe I am.
Well, I never knew you were racist.
Well, I never knew you were a thief.
Boys, that's enough. Why doesn't someone just call the phone?
Okay, I'll call him.
Wait, no. Maybe it's in your locker.
No, I
Do you
remember.
want to check it?
No, I remember I brought it today. Just try to call it.
Okay, I'll call it.
Wait.
Keep on looking.
In this scene, everyone assumed Alma took the phone because it was state on. No one believed Eunice took it because she's a girl, and no one believes girls do these kinds of things.
We are taught stereotypes at a young age through social media, parents, and other influential people in our lives.
People are slowly starting to recognize their rights as a human being to be equal to one another.
We have more and more people starting to stand up for themselves.
We take one glance and make a judgment to support our beliefs based on what society has taught us.
Our discrimination is based on stereotypes that are accepted by society.
Judging a person does not define who they are, it defines who you are.
Discrimination. It stops with you.
If not you, then who?
Our self-worth is determined by others.
You never know what story each person carries.
You never know who that person truly is.
We are all the same on the inside.
Don't discriminate. How are you programmed to identify stereotypes?
There are people who have learning disorders among us in society hiding. People face discrimination for something they can't change.
Where did I learn this sort of? What's it called?
I don't have one.
Yeah, you do. It's called Crypto.
Let's
Too relax. Yeah, says it all.
Well, it's none of your business. Finding towards others is not the answer. Getting to know them better
Get
is.
to know someone before you try to judge them. Look at his situation. He didn't deserve that treatment.
Please, give me a chance to learn.
You slow the class down. I'm putting you in a different class.
She's right.
Be quiet, Alejandro. I'm handling this.
Besides, isn't it best to learn how to accept differences in others?
I'm doing what's best for the class.
Just because I have a disability doesn't mean I can't learn.
Rico, why would you defend?
She matters too. We all matter. All around us, people with disabilities may be treated differently.
Yes, this is true. I saw this happen in real life.
Job interview. So, what skills do you have that will make you a good worker?
Well, I'm organized and hardworking. I've been in some clubs.
Okay. Leslie, what are some challenges you may face during this work experience? How would you solve them?
Well, I just have this one thing.
What is it?
Asperger's. I have Asperger's syndrome. But I can handle all the challenges.
So, socializing is a problem?
Yes, sometimes. But I'm working on it.
You do know, working at a clothing store requires a lot of social interaction. It's part of the service.
Yes, I understand.
Well, okay, thank you for coming. We will call you back.
Thank you for this opportunity.
You just wasted my time.
Maybe if I didn't tell her, I would have gotten the job. Or maybe not. I'll never know.
We are more than our labels and flaws.
We are more than what's diagnosed.
We are more than our challenges.
Everyone deserves the right to education.
It's been a long time since we got together like this, and I think we all know why we're here. With Mom and Dad no longer with us, what are we going to do about Dad's land?
I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I won't be able to look after the property. There's no way I can leave my job behind in the city.
Well, you know, I was kind of...
Jane.
Win, what about you?
Well, nonsense. Wynn is surely not capable of taking such a role. He's too soft and weak. The restart market would just eat him alive. As the oldest, strongest, and wisest, wouldn't it make more sense for me to watch over the land?
Are you sure about that?
But what about your job?
I'll work something out.
Actually, I was just thinking that Win might be the better fit. After all, he was always the one visiting the land and taking care of Mother whenever he could. Win clearly has the most love attached to the place.
That's true. He knows more about the place than any of us.
Win?
Well, if you guys...
You know what I already just said? This is a job for a man like me.
Shopping!
Listen, I'm more than happy to take her land all to my... That is, take her land for her. You guys not trust me?
We do trust you. We just thought that Vin might want to as well.
I agree with Sky. I actually prefer to be the one who watched over Dad's land. I've been thinking about it for a pretty long time.
I mean, I too was kind of thinking.
Okay. Hello, brother. Can I talk to you for a second?
Sure.
Maybe you should go after them. I mean, you never know with Javin and Win.
Yeah, Javin had nowhere to treat you like that. Do you want to look after the property too?
Yeah, I'll look up to him.
Who do you think you are?
What do you mean?
I am the one going to be taking care of Dad's land. Why are you creating such a fuss over a decision that's already made?
A decision that's already made. Javin, don't just go ahead deciding things about the rest of us.
Listen, you scum! I am the one going to make the decision in this family. I know how it works, unlike you. I mean, look at you. You don't have any muscle. Probably since you're doting around in the garden all the time. How would you know how to handle 40 acres of land, huh? Huh?
Are you looking down on me because I'm not manly enough?
No.
And what about us sisters, huh?
Jane.
Would you have treated us this way too if we had volunteered to take over the land? I mean, I know in the past our family's never given it to
You
women.
fool! Well, you said so yourself, didn't you? That this is a job for a man like you? So aren't you looking down on everyone and anyone that doesn't fit in that category? So tell me, Javin, what exactly makes a man like you?
Every day in countries all around the world, people are looked down upon for not going with the social norm.
Women who are told to stay in the kitchen, get married Men who are told to man up,
Grow some muscle. Don't show emotion.
become wealthy, become powerful and trample the weak.
Or else no one would love them.
Some say that is old-fashioned thinking, that is in the past, but yet
It's still happening.
Just look around you. In our country, known as first world, people are still being affected by,
These gender issues.
Society portrays men and women to look a certain,
act a certain.
think a certain way.
And suddenly, when someone falls out of that category, they're looked down upon.
It doesn't matter where you are or who you are. It happens everywhere.
but together,
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 Together.
Together.
we can change.
In Canada, 34% of students in grades 7 to 12 have been cyberbullied.
only 5% of middle school students have reported cyberbullying to an adult or teacher.
Cyberbullying victims are recognized as being different.
We should not let labels stop us from what we are not.
We should not judge people by how they look. For us girls who sees comments that say we're too skinny, fat, tall, or short.
We should use our powers to stop discrimination.
Why do you cyberbully?
Because you want revenge?
You're jealous?
You're feeling angry or frustrated?
Out of boredom?
To enhance your social status?
What's the point of doing it?
Grow up!
If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.
The world should not revolve around hiding behind a screen.
How would you feel if you were the one being...
Targeted.
Judge.
Unworthy.
Because not having enough likes, followers, or retweets puts you in the bottom of the popularity chain.
Don't think a screen can hide your true identity.
Don't think a screen isn't a harmful object.
Don't think a screen is an easy way to abuse people.
Don't think it's okay.
Somewhere someone is staring at a screen right at this moment and just received numerous...
Unpleasant pictures.
Offensive comments.
And hurtful messages.
Right at this moment.
Stop this.
Why go out of your way to try and hurt someone?
Wake up! Don't let those who are being cyberbullied be kept in silence.
We humans are the ones who start discrimination.
We're all different, but the same on the inside. We all feel joy and pain. We all have dreams and goals. We all have a heart. We are all loved.
In Canada, 34% of students in grades 7 to 12 have been cyberbullied.
Again. Hi everyone. My name's Jody, and I'm the representative for Voices into Action. And really, my job is just to get teachers using this free resource to hopefully stop racism, right? Or to teach kids about things that maybe will get them to feel something so they won't treat people badly. Now, you just watched. We could have the house lights up a little bit so we could have a conversation. Thank you. And I'd like to invite Ms. Smith from Burn Creek, who, please come here, Pam, because she worked with the kids and offered me her students, and we all worked together and created this. So I'd like to give Ms. Smith a big round of applause.
Thank you guys so much for coming. We really appreciate the support from your awesome audience.
Now, some of the topics in this, maybe are familiar to you. Maybe there's some stuff you've experienced. Maybe you have some questions for cast members or you want to ask anything. We'd like to get the conversation going now. So I know you might be a little shy because, whatever, but this is called the Center for Dialogue. So that means we could probably have a little discussion. Any questions, any comments for anyone here or us?
Hi.
Okay. Hi there. Actually, can you just lower these lights a little bit so we can see? Thank you. And we can put up let's put up everything full. Because then we could all see each other, have a conversation. Working on it. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm a theater student myself. I know how hard it can be to go on stage and present something like this to the audience. I just kind of want to know what it was like putting this together, because I figure there was a lot of work that was put into this. So as a student who was in this, what was it like?
Okay, stand up and talk, why don't you?
Oh, no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, does anyone want to share?
Stressful.
Okay.
Like everyone, I think, had to change their scripts at least twice, if not more.
And don't tell them that.
Yeah.
But it was so fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
But it was stressful, right? Because I actually had them write 10-page scripts to begin with. And I was like, actually, I don't want 10 pages, bring it down to 5. So then it was like, actually, you have to change that whole thing, so it doesn't make sense. Oh, that'll be better. And they really, the great thing about this group, both groups, because there's another show after this, is that they really somehow were able to let go and go, okay, let's do it for the good of, you know, the show and the audience and maximum effect. Thanks for asking. Other things? Is anyone, like, these themes within the plays that you saw, raise your hands if you've experienced any form of discrimination or racism. Can you all raise your hands if you've experienced that in your lives? Okay. Did this, so how did anything seem real to you? Like you're like, oh, that's happened to me. Yeah, what? Can you share?
Well, it's kind of like private to me, but
Oh, okay.
it has happened.
It has happened. And how did you handle it? Did you handle it or did you kind of like walk away?
Walk away. I couldn't because I'm the kind of person that gets upset easily, and I'm not shy of a kid that mostly doesn't really like to talk a lot or stand up. But if I'm really upset, I want to be happy and just talk to my family and friends for the ones who support.
Right. So you knew that you had to kind of control yourself, otherwise maybe you would even make a mistake, right? Yeah. But it hurts, right? It hurts. It hurts our feelings. Yeah. Is anyone here? Would you have the guts to raise your hand if you ever did kind of? And we've all had our moments. Bully or discriminate against someone else. Have you? That's okay. How'd you feel afterwards?
Well, I eventually stopped it, and then it ended up happening to me a bit later on, so, yeah.
Did you apologize to them?
Yeah, no, I apologized to them, and actually, like, one guy in particular that I used to, I actually ended up becoming friends with him.
Okay. I wonder why we put others down. Why do you think we really put people down? What do you think the game is? Yeah. Right. Does it work? Well, it might work for a second, yes.
Well, they might feel upset when you're on, and apparently they might feel happy by just making others feel sad.
Right. But isn't there that initial feeling of power that's good? When you make a joke about someone, or you put them down, there's that initial, but then you walk away and maybe you feel guilty. Right? You know what I mean? You're like, oh, that moment was fun, but then not so much. Does that sound familiar? But to actually stand up for others, is anyone here, now raise your hand if you've actually stood up for someone and gone, that's racist, or stop that, like you're treating that person badly. Raise your hand if you're the type to step in. That's pretty incredible. You should really pat yourselves on the back. Yes, you guys are part of this conversation. And you guys, you could discuss. You could also share with the audience some stuff you learned through the process. Some of the important things you learned. I'm going to let you guys talk to them.
I think the most important thing, especially with the time frame we had to create this, was to kind of keep calm. Because, like, you know, you get so stressed out and so angry that you may end up lashing out to the other group members or something like that. But then at the end, it's like lashing out didn't really do anything. It just kind of made everything worse. So it's a lot of kind of going with the flow. It's like, yeah, okay, this happened, it'll be fine. Kind of feeling for me, at least. Yeah.
Like collaboration, right? Like it's funny that we're talking about all these issues of getting along and treating others fairly, yet within the group we have those power struggles, right? So that's the interesting thing about theater or doing a piece of like creating something together, collaborating. that not only are we dealing with these topics, but we're dealing with these topics in our own, you know, in the way that we handle people, right? So it's not easy, because you have all these different types, and sometimes tears come. You know, I think there's no, a production's not a production unless someone cries, so it worked out. Both classes we had tears, so we're grateful for that. So what else? What else can you share, you guys? What would you think that you learned mostly from the materials, from everything that we learned in this unit? Step outside your comfort zone and talk to these people. They're shy. Anyone else? Okay.
Be aware of discrimination and racism and stand up. Don't just stand there and watch, but speak up for the people.
Yes.
Which one of the issues made you the most uncomfortable when you were dealing with it, when you're just talking about it and stuff, or learning about it?
I think it depends on the person. Like for me personally, when we were watching the videos in class, Islamophobia made me uncomfortable because like I have experienced it and like I'm a Muslim, right? But for people who have been maybe experienced cyberbullying, that could have made them uncomfortable. Homophobia, racism, it depends on the person.
And it's also kind of like some issues, I feel like we kind of choose not to connect so much with it. And it's also throughout like education, we're always being taught about all these discrimination. So in a way, I feel like me, personally, I've developed a way to kind of create a wall. Like, so I don't really, sorry, I don't know where I'm going with that. But
Well, that's interesting, right? That's what you're saying. Any other, does anyone have any questions for these guys? Or just to bring up a topic or something that made you think of? How do you think you're doing in this school? How do you think you guys are doing regarding all these issues in this particular school? Do you think you have things you need to work on in how you treat each other in the hallways? You do? Like what? What do you think you need to improve on? Yes?
I'm kind of new to this school, but I've noticed the few months that I've been here, there's a lot of groupings, and a lot of people don't go outside of their friend groups, and everyone's very sectioned off, and it works fairly well for the most part, but it would be nice to see like a lot more people reaching out to others.
So you're comfortable in your little group, but you don't necessarily stray from that group. Does that sound familiar? Does one group then put another group down? You don't feel that? It feels like a pretty healthy school when it comes to this. Like I didn't feel like we had so many things to sort out, you know? Right? You feel pretty safe here. And you're like from another country altogether. You just was on here, didn't you?
Yes, I'm new to Canada. And for this school in particular, there are a lot of nationalities and cultures, and I think everyone is getting along good. Like that's something I really appreciate about this school. Maybe the country, I don't know about the rest of Canada, but yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for the class. After this experience, and now that looking at you, do you think you will be any more stronger when it comes to facing racism and discrimination?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What would you do if someone's like blatantly racist?
well, I think there's kind of like the choice of whether to react or to just not give them credit.
Yeah. Yeah, so how, like, what can you say to someone to just shut them down? Let's just say you do hear something in the hallway. Someone going, what are you, fag? Or, you know, like as if that's the only insult you could ever give anyone, as if that is an insult. But if you hear that in the hallway, and let's just say that someone in that same hallway is in the closet, not out yet as a gay person, they hear this insult, they would never say, you just hurt my feelings, because they're not ready to come out. What would you do if you heard stuff like that? You know, what's a thing you could say? Anybody here? What would you say to shut someone down without, just to stop it? Anyone have ideas? You guys can back me up here, I'm standing there. Yes?
I think just take the victim and just take them out of the situation and leave the bully or whoever it is there.
That's a great idea. So make the victim feel like they're not so alone and don't be part of the audience. Yes?
But in that scenario, the victim wasn't known, so.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So it would have to be to shut down the accuser before someone says anything.
Yeah, so what do you think a good way to shut them down would be? A simple way. Yeah, what would you say?
Instead of like, I don't know, make them feel embarrassed or something. Just explain why is it hurtful, why is it bullying, not just a result.
You know, but if you're like a bully type, I don't know, like, haven't you met those types where you could barely reach them? So how do you just stop them right away? I'm not saying that's a bad way. I love the idea of educating. But what if they turn on you? Are we afraid? Or can we do something? Yes.
You can sort of point out to them because basically being a bully is like you're insecure about yourself, so you hurt others to make yourself feel better. So to just point out to them that you're not being seen as the stronger person in the situation here, you're actually being seen as more like pathetic because you can't deal with yourself, so you're putting other people down. And it might shame them, slightly embarrass them, but at least now they have a sense of reality that like you're not seen as a bully, you're not seen as a stronger one, you're actually seen as the weaker one because you can't deal with what you're going through, so you're making other people deal with other stuff.
As a quick ending, I usually do, I like this one. If somebody does say something so mean, you just go, that's so mean. You know, just call it like it is and go, that's racist. You know, and then hope that that works.